Welcome everybody! Searching for some electronic music production tips to make some amazing music? You're at the right place. Because today I will show you step by step how to make a modern trance or progressive house production like this. I will guide you through the process and will concentrate today on the melodic elements of the song. So how to make your synth big and shine bright and what elements transports this deep but big soundscape. So without further ado, let's get started. The most important thing that is carrying the song is the synth. Made in Serum, I wrote 3 different patterns. So there isn't a lot of repetition, so it tells a story and is still recognizable. That was the purpose behind this one. So, and this is what it sounds like unprocessed. What a difference, right? So this one is a textbook example how amazing and important sound design and mixing are. For some quick and easy processing, I use distortion, delay and reverb directly in Serum. And the key player here is the reverb, which is so powerful. I also applied some blood overdrive saturation, and when it comes to EQing, this synth has a lot of low-end information. That is also very important. So imagine we would just cut the low frequencies like it's done in many cases. We lose so much energy. This means we want to keep the low end, but we do not want phasing issues or that it clashes with kick or bass. So this means I'm loading a peak controller on the kick channel. And then I load an EQ on the synth. First, go to the first frequency band, select the type, select peaking, go to the band 1 settings here on the right. Right click, link to controller, and then select the peak controller on the kick. As mapping formula, select inverted and then accept the settings. Now the first frequency band is linked to the peak controller. So every time when the kick hits, the frequency band is doing something depending on the settings. So of course we have to adjust the settings and we do it until the first frequency band dips down 2 to 3 dB lower when the kick hits. So we're giving the kick more space. Phase issues can still occur, but in many cases this is more than enough to give the kick enough space and avoid clashing in the low end. Alright, that's for the EQing part. Let's get back to processing our synth. So I also applied some multiband compression with OTT, also stereo enhancer and ducking with kickstart for that pulsing sound. Okay, but we're still not done with this lead sound. Here's a cool trick to make the synth even bigger. Something like a counter melody, while technically it isn't. So first I cloned the synth. So I cloned Serum, so it's using the same settings as the main lead, but in a separate Serum. Then I made a new pattern and wrote this. So at the end of every bar, a simple 8th note is playing in the scale of the track. So they play slightly before the next long note in the main synth attacks. It's a tiny detail with a huge effect. Alright, that was a lot, but we have our most important element in the melodic soundscape of the song. Everything else regarding melody type elements is just support, like this atmosphere pad here. In this case, it's a beautiful Serum preset, only processed with saturation and a high pass filter, because most things happen directly here in Serum. It's crazy when you're able to create patches like this, because I certainly can. So shout out to every full-blood sound designer out there. But what I can recommend, and isn't hard at all, is making your own Serum patches for bass lines. I made a video on the topic, so make sure to check it out. Okay, and now my favorite kind of sound, the pluck. It plays a bunch of simple eighth notes. I use this pattern a lot because you can easily bring variation by just moving single tones up and down, while at the same time sticking to the pattern, which has a classic plucky sound. And now unprocessed. So I use saturation with blood overdrive and an EQ to cut the low frequencies. And then we have delay and kickstart for ducking for some sound shaping purposes. Now let's hear it together with our pad. So our soundscape from the melodic side of things is almost complete. I love vocals. I know not everyone shares this passion, but it's the missing piece in this track.
You got me feeling all my feelings. I don't wanna do it in the worst way.
And that's how they sound unprocessed.
You got me feeling all my feelings. I don't wanna do it in the worst way.
First thing I always do with vocals is to make them as wide as possible. So I copy them 2 times and make every copy unique. Then I pan one of them 40% to the left and reduce them in volume, and pan the other one 40% to the right and also reduce it in volume. So we get a fuller spectrum with the vocals.
You got me feeling all my feelings.
Then I use BB tubes for saturation.
You got me feeling all my feelings. I don't wanna do it in the worst way.
Then EQ to cut the low frequencies and delay.
You got me feeling all my feelings. I don't wanna do it in the worst way.
And now on a separate mixer channel, I use some reverb, put wet to 100%, sits on a separate mixer channel, and a high cut at around 9K and a low cut at around 500K, just in case. And then there's also OTT for some multiband compression, also on the reverb channel, so for a little more power, but not as much as we would have if we put it on the main mixer vocal channel.
You got me feeling all my feelings. I don't wanna do it in the worst way.
Now our vocals are perfectly set up. In the beginning of the part, I let them filter in with a simple filter automation, and that's it. If you want to know more on the drum side of things, I can really recommend you my complete electronic music drum guide. Check it out. And that's it for this video. Now you know some very cool techniques for some big Melodic Soundscapes. So if you like this video, please give thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. It means a lot and helps a lot. This song called In Reverse is now available as a free download on my SoundCloud and also here on YouTube. Till then, have an amazing day or night and see you soon.